Welcome to Level Up Tribes. Level Up Tribes provides resources to help you attain the necessary resources to level up your mind, body, and soul and realize your full potential. It is about exploring, learning, providing you with the tools from the experts for you to create a better version of yourself. I am your host, Agnes Goodwine, and welcome, Tribes. Welcome to Level Up Tribes podcast. Breanna Gunn is a business strategist who helps people cross the 7-figure mark and beyond, making sure their systems, marketing, communication, and content are in line with each other. She's all about making connections and making a difference. So I'm super excited to have her on the show, pick her brain about her services, her story, and of course, our topic about copywriting. So I always like to begin my question with your story and the moment you realized that you were meant to do exactly what you're doing right now. And what was that pivotal moment that said, you know what, this is what I'm meant to do?
I kind of landed in the marketing and strategy and launch arena by accident. I come from a legal background. I have a pre-law degree. And I decided that when I got pregnant with my first son, I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. But I know myself well enough to know that if I don't have something to do, I go a little stir crazy. So I knew I had to figure out a way to work from home, hopefully, but this was, 10, 11 years ago. And this wasn't really a thing. There weren't really a lot of podcasts, and the podcasts that were out there were, really big, like NPR, and working online was very, very new. And people, like, unless you were like a mommy blogger, that really wasn't the space for you. Yeah. And my mom found a ad in a magazine and she was like, you need to go to this website. So I went and I was like, this totally is a scam. It wasn't. And I got my first position and my job was to check email. That was literally all I was allowed to do, was just go in, clear their inbox, type some responses and save them and get out twice a day. And I did that for a while. And then they were like, wait a second, do you write? And I was like, yeah, I do. And would you write for us? And I was like, okay. So I started writing blog posts and things. And then they wanted to launch a program and asked if I would be willing to help them do that. And they asked if I wanted to learn their CRM, if I wanted to learn how to build pages. And I just never said no. I always was willing to try, but I was always very honest with the fact that I don't know what I'm doing right now. This is brand new for me. So please give me grace. And so I kind of accidentally fell into launching and I fell in love hard. Wow, it was so fun and exciting and new and every launch is different. And I never looked back.
I love stories like that. When you're ready, it just appeared. It was meant to be.
It did. It literally fell in my lap.
So tell me about this thing called copywriting.
So copywriting is basically just a fancy way of saying the words that get the people to buy your stuff. It really is that simple. It is, but there's an art to it. There's sales psychology and science behind it. And it's one of those things that your copy should resonate and be congruent across platforms. So you shouldn't have to worry about your copy being different for different social media platforms, and different for your website, and different for your sales emails. Your copy, like your people, when they come into your universe, like I call it, you don't want them to land on Earth and then suddenly feel like they're on Mars, right? You want them to, that would be kind of weird. So you want them, if they find you on, let's say, LinkedIn, but then they go and they Google you and find you your website, or they go find you on another platform, you want them to feel like no matter where you show up, you're always you, because it builds trust and it builds resonance, and it helps to create a bond between the two of you where they can trust that you're always going to show up in the manner that you've said you're going to show up. Content is just another way for saying the words that you put out to the world. It could also be video. When I say words, I'm using it very loosely nowadays because video is doing so well that a lot of what I do is write video outlines and scripts. Okay. But you really want to make sure that no matter what it is, whether it's video, whether it's an audio, whether it's a text post, a quote, whatever it is, that it lines up with your values and it lines up with your primary location. So if you are primarily going to be marketing on Facebook, make sure that all of your content, whether it's on Facebook or off, is the same, has the same feel to it. Does that make sense? Otherwise, you end up with a Jekyll and Hyde situation.
Yes. So keeping the same storyline throughout all of the social media platforms.
Right. Like you may not want to share a post that says, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream on LinkedIn, but you could post that on Facebook. But if you have a post about your story or a post about your business or a post about how you ended up doing what you're doing or promoting your podcast, or those are all things that can go cross-platform. So you need to be aware of what's appropriate for the platform that you're on.
I can see that.
As long with who you and what you do as a company. For your content, I would say start with your story and start with the whole story, like all the nitty-gritty details, and then take your story and pull out pieces that are standalone. So like the time that you brought on a client that didn't work, or the time that you helped your client make their first $10,000, or you know what I mean? Like take those smaller pieces out and then you can build stories around those. So everything relates back to your story, your why you do what you do. But then you have the resonance across all of the social media platforms and all of your marketing and your emails, your videos, all of it always comes back to that same central storyline.
If you're not comfortable with video content, how important is that?
I hate to say it, but yeah, I don't like being on video. It makes me almost nauseous. I don't know why. People are like, you're so natural on video. I'm like, I felt like I was going to throw up the entire time.
Yes.
So what I always suggest is start a Facebook group with some trusted friends or other business owners where you can practice going live. You can practice posting videos. You can get feedback. And worst case, you can always delete it. But Instagram is pushing video. Facebook is pushing video. LinkedIn is pushing video. TikTok now has live video. I'm sure Twitter is coming up with it. Pinterest has video options where you can have an actual video that plays. So video is not going away. It's only going to become more prevalent. Is it absolutely necessary for you to grow your business? No, but you're going to grow a lot faster if you use it. Sorry.
I know. I figured you were going to say that. I wanted to ask you about all of your offerings. Can you talk about the Copywriting Magazine?
Sure. Yeah. So it's a free magazine. I publish once a quarter. My premiere issue came out in September, and it's a magazine that I designed and curated specifically for entrepreneurs and people who want to grow their business. I tried very hard to make sure the topics were well researched and actually gave real value. So we've got articles about, getting out of your own way to make more money, cold pitching, capturing your voice. It's great. And if you want a copy, you can go to breannagunn.com/magazine and download it. It's in this really pretty flip book. You go through, it's cute. And I have a bunch of hard copies.
I love it.
Thank you. I was not planning on doing a magazine. I actually got asked to speak at a magazine retreat to talk about funnels and content and copywriting. And I got to the retreat and my client who asked me to come was like, oh, and by the way, we're doing a magazine for you. And I was like, you have to be smoking something.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
That's not why I'm here. And she's like, no, you're going to do a magazine. We need to have you need to have your own magazine. And I was like, took me about a day. And I finally was like, fine, I'll do it. But it all came together in literally 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
It was insanely fast.
You also have services where people can sign up for copywriting, the funnel. Can you explain that? That's a new term for me.
So funnels are basically a fancy way of saying how you get from point A to point B. You know how everyone has those free lead like my magazine is a free lead magnet, right? Like you sign up, you give me your email, you get access not only to my magazine, but then you get on my email list. So you get emails from me, hopefully that you like, once a week. Sometimes twice a week when I publish a YouTube video. And really your lead magnet, your free offer is a way to build your list. The challenge is most people will put the free offer out there, get the email, and then they don't do anything with it. And you only hear from them when they're selling something. And that's just awkward. So the purpose of a funnel is to educate and nurture and then sell. So it's a series of content, whether it's emails, video, a combination, social posts, so that you can be in front of the people that are your future customers and teach them about who you are, what you do what you do, why it's different and special. And you can do it in a way that's really non-threatening and non-pushy.
Okay.
And so people will hire me for copywriting for just a sales page or just an email series or just the content. People who hire me for funnels want the strategy behind how do we get the person from point A to point B.
Oh, I love
plus
that.
all the copy that goes with it.
Yes. How long does that take? Can it take weeks or months or?
No, typically a turnaround for a funnel, which is usually a landing page, 7 to 10 emails, a thank you page, and possibly some FAQs takes about 30 days. Sometimes it's faster depending on how quickly they get me the information that I need. But I always give myself a little bit of a buffer because I'd much rather be early than late.
Yes. Yes. I love that. You have the copywriting, you have the funnel, and then you have marketing. So there's 3 levels of service that you provide that people can.
Right. And the marketing is pretty much done for you. It combines the copywriting and the funnels into a larger package so that we're working together for a period of a minimum of 30 or 90 days.
Okay.
So we get your social media going, we get your videos going, we get all of those marketing pieces, figure out where you need to show up so that we can curate it and get you on a schedule so that by the end of the time we have together, if you've built a really good habit in your marketing and your marketing is unique to you.
Oh, I love it. Have you ever had a business or a solo entrepreneur that you had to turn down because they weren't ready?
Yeah, all the time. I do. I work with a lot of new business owners and a lot of established business owners, but if you don't understand your brand, I ask that you go to a branding expert first because I don't do branding. Branding is something completely different. You're talking your colors, how you show up, your story, all of that. That needs to be in place before I can do my job.
Love it. Besides your 3 services that we spoke about and your magazine and the Sales Hive Facebook page, is there any other coaching services that you provide that those that are listening, that are starting their business need to know about?
I do offer a fall intensive. It is a 30-day, let's get your business up and running. So we get you set up right. So I help you curate the content for your bios across social media, because even if you aren't populating social media on like Instagram or you don't want to be on Facebook, you need to have a page or a presence there. Okay. And so we talk about that. We set you up with your marketing so that you understand how to get clients. And we create a game plan for the first quarter or the upcoming quarter. So the first quarter of the next year. Yeah.
Awesome. So what is next for you? Any new projects that you're working on?
I was thinking about doing a mastermind next year, like a 12-month long mastermind where we get together in person once, and then we do like quarterly mini retreats over Zoom, and then monthly coaching sessions with another business owner who's a good friend of mine. So that's coming up next year, I think.
Awesome.
We've done the retreat before and it was a huge success. Everybody had a blast. We were in Chicago. We got to go downtown. It was great. We had people who launched courses during the retreat and who updated their sales pages. It was fantastic. And we want to take that same energy and create something where we can address the growth of your business throughout the entire year.
That's amazing. Is that one of those 2020 great ideas that surfaced for you during the quarantine?
Yeah. And it's something that we did. We started it in 2019 and we were planning on doing it in 2020. And then we didn't because of the pandemic, and we didn't do it this year because we weren't really sure how comfortable people would be being in person. Yeah. And so we decided that next year is the year, and we just wanted to expand it to be more in service for people.
Awesome. I think, everything has changed in just over a year. I know in my circle of yoga teachers, a lot of them have, closed their studio and now moving towards, online platforms. So, there's a lot of entrepreneurs that are being birthed through this post-pandemic into this online business. So do you see yourself and your company grow due to that change?
Oh yeah,
Of
definitely.
people? Okay.
I think one of my favorite things is helping people to transition from brick and mortar to online and figuring out how to do that. I've worked with attorneys and doctors and fitness instructors, gym owners, trying to figure out how do we pivot in this like brave new world that we have going on. And that's always really fun. It usually falls under the marketing umbrella because it really is about relearning everything you knew about marketing, because those billboard ads and the drive-by traffic, it's not the same online. You have to upgrade what you know about marketing.
Yes. Is there anything else that you would like to add or discuss that perhaps we didn't touch on today?
I don't think so. Although I will say, if you're new to business and you're feeling stressed out, know that we all feel that way. Even those of us who've been in business for a decade feel stressed out and overwhelmed and like it's all brand new and always changing, because it is. It's okay to not know everything.
Well said. What is the best way for our listeners to connect with you?
You can find me on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at the Breanna Gunn, or you can go to my website, breannagunn.com.
Thank you again for all of the tips that you provided for us today. And if you're new to online business, entrepreneurship, please check out her website. She has a lot of great content on there. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You're awesome.
Thank you for listening. Please visit the website at www.leveluptribes.com. And please subscribe to the podcast and share with your family and friends. Be sure to tune in to our next episode. Catch you all next time, my beloved tribes.